Welcome back to the Daniel Thomas Show. Dan, got something for us today?
You know what? This was something that popped up on, X feed, TikTok feed, and Instagram, and it was sent to me by a couple people. And this was from Tucker Carlson.
Okay.
And he was doing an interview, and he was talking about one thing that was important is when you're dating, date a woman that gets along with her father.
Absolutely.
And I thought,
Yeah.
oh, what a bold statement. Now think about this. Your daughter, my daughter, when they were younger and they were
Yes.
kids, we were the stupidest human beings on earth.
And,
Okay.
and for every parent out there, that's a stage in life.
Yes.
Just hang tight. They'll get over it. It's not you, it's them.
Yeah, exactly. And but after that,
Yeah.
then you become, you show your daughter self-confidence, you show your
Right.
daughter what men do for women and
Right.
how
they should be treated.
how they should be treated,
Absolutely.
what's polite.
Yeah.
And that's really important. But I am telling you, because when he said this, I thought, wow, I've met women that have really bad relationships with their dads, and they're
Right.
complete head cases. They're over sexual, they're super sexual, hypersexual, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And there's some people that go, oh, that's not the greatest thing ever. It's fantastic for a couple hours. It's not for a relationship.
Correct.
And it's funny. It's like I think of the things that we did, and especially like when I had no money, how I would interact with
Yeah.
my kids, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And it's like one thing that you did with your daughter, which I still laugh about, and that is you invented for the area, take your daughter to the range day. And I'm not talking the driving range guys with golf balls. I'm talking about the other range, right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So you talk safety, you talk everything, but talking about self-confidence, talking about what that does for a young lady who is a child. Correct. To learn that, okay? And that was a big deal.
It showed responsibility. It showed my trust in her as well. And it was also something where not all of her friends did this. Every dad could take their daughter out and get them a latte.
Yeah.
Not many dads were taking their daughters to the range.
Yeah. And one thing that as our children have gotten older and they're in their 20s now, and we both have a very good relationship with our daughters, I was thinking, this really makes sense. I've traveled with my daughter extensively, done business with her, and and again, she's old enough now that I can rely on her for business advice too on certain things.
Well, and I think this brings up the good case, and I was going to ask you, does your daughter think you're as stupid as she thought you were when she was 15 or 16?
No, she's apologized since then.
Yeah.
She said, and again, having her come from a broken home, which we joke about now, but going through divorce is never easy on kids, and it's terrible to put them through this. But they figure out and see what's right, who did what, and everything. As much as you think that you can avoid that, and I also know people that says, "I've never said a terse word to my about my ex." That's great, but again, what you display to your children really comes through, and the confidence and your interaction with other people, with how you treat business, how you treat work, how you treat yourself, and are you a booze hound? They see the problems with that.
Well, and you and I have talked about this offline, but the reality is that ex, whether it be a wife or a husband, that ex is still their parent.
Yes.
It doesn't matter good, bad, indifferent, what kind of a parent they are, what they're dealing with, their own internal demons. It's still their parent. Biologically, there's a connection. And to be rude about the fact that is, that's part of your DNA, you have to acknowledge that and let your kids realize, hey, I don't want to be like mom, or I don't want to be like dad because, I saw the things that I didn't like in their character.
If you think the relationship is going someplace, ask what the relationship was like with her dad.
Right.
Now, people die and people get divorced, people move away, and people abandon kids and things like that.
Right.
So you can't have that outlet, but how they deal with this and the dads that are around, how they're responding to this is a real big deal because, one thing that's funny is that we live in an affluent area.
Yes.
And there were people that had a lot more money than you and I had at the schools that we went
yes.
to. Okay.
We were not those kids.
Right.
We were fortunate to be there.
No, but even us and also our children in that same area,
Correct.
It's crazy. But our kids, grew up around people that had a lot of money, and they have terrible relationships with their parents. And a lot of my daughters, I shouldn't say a lot, there's like 4 have said, how do you get along with your dad? I can't even speak to my dad. I want to come out for Christmas. I don't want to talk to these people.
Sure.
And that would kill me. I mean, I love the fact that my kids rely on me and my kids reach out to me, and especially my daughter too, just because it's really important. But look at that. If she doesn't have a good relationship with her dad, why? What's the issue? What's the deal with that? Because I'm telling you, this breakdown, it's important. Sometimes it's not the children's fault, and I get that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you've got to deal with what's happening right now and why there's a void there. I think that's huge, don't you?
Well, it's huge, and like in your situation where you are dating, there is that potential that there's going to be an extended family. And I can say that because one of my children got married, so the family is extended. But even at that, my son and his now wife, I mean, they looked at their relationships with their parents, my son with us, and our daughter-in-law with her parents, and the good, the bad, and it was a great situation because they did some pre-counseling and talked about, hey, now I don't know all the details, needless to say, but my son,
but I just, the motivation to get yourself some help is it. The prying, what did you talk about? And again, I know people that have gone to therapy and the parents like, did you talk about us? Well, yeah, I did, because you guys are effed up,
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to this, does she have a good relationship with her dad? And it's the woman I'm dating now. It's really weird because she's like the glue of her family. And if there's any grief or any strife, I've noticed that it's the other people causing the problems and not her, and she gets along with everybody. And I pointed that out to her. I was like, look at this. Look at how kind you are to everybody, and look at how they create these little, games and problems for everybody. It's ridiculous. But date women that get along with their dad. That's the moral.
And the reality is, if you've got a good relationship with your kids, continue to nurture that, continue to appreciate that. And if you don't, work on it. I mean, it's okay to say, hey, I did the best I could.
Yeah.
It might not be perfect, and I could have done better, but I'm still your father.
Absolutely.
So, ladies, thanks for watching. Gentlemen.
Yeah, who cares if you're here?
Yeah. Listen, there's a paid site for you guys.
Like, subscribe, email us at DanielThomasShow@Yahoo. And thank you guys for being here. Really appreciate it. But we love the emails. We love the comments. What do you guys think? I mean, seriously. And again, this is, I've seen this. And the more I look back at this makes a lot of sense. So let me know what you think.
Take a little inventory of relationships of your past and just think, hey, did they have a relationship with their father that was good, bad, indifferent that I was aware of? And I bet you find a common theme. So keep the themes coming. Comment, like, subscribe, share with your friends.
Make good choices. We'll see you soon. So what do you think? Was that a great episode?
Did you see the last episode? Really? This one? I don't know.